Hi, grade 7. This is your math lesson 4, page 170 to 174. And it's all about solving proportions. Solving proportions. What in the world is a proportion? Okay. A proportion is just simply two fractions that are equal to one another. Two fractions that are equal to one another. Let's give you a real life situation. Let's imagine that one of you, it doesn't matter who, how about Cora, tries 12 free throw shots. And in those 12 free throw shots that she attempts, she makes 10 of them. Nice job. Is there a way to predict how many free throws she might make if she tries, say, for example, 60 attempts? So she made 10 out of 12. Is there a way to figure out how many out of 60 she might make if she's as successful as she was on these first 12? Right? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. The book says that to find this x value, we can take what are called the cross products and we can multiply them together. And the cross products are supposed to be equal to each other. In other words, 10 times 60 is supposed to be equal to 12 times x. And what do we get? We get this, we get this. How am I going to figure out what x is? I'm going to divide both sides by 12, right? And if I divide both sides by 12, I get an answer of 50. So theoretically, if Cora can make 10 out of 12 free throws, then she can also make 50 out of 60 free throws. This whole thing is called a proportion. Say this definition with me. A proportion is two fractions that are equal to one another. Yeah. A proportion is two fractions that are equal to one another. Okay, so what are the kind of problems you're going to face today? One type of problem is that the book is going to say, hey, here are two fractions. Are they equal to each other? Are they equal to each other? Well, how can you figure that out quickly? Here's the method. Multiply the cross products. 5 times 3 is 15, and 8 times 2 is 16. Are the cross products equal to each other? No, they're not. These are not proportional fractions. These are not fractions that would make a proportion. So we'd say no. How about this set of numbers? 7/3 and 14 over 6. Are those proportional fractions? Well, let's check out and see. Let's take 7 times 6, which is 42, and let's take 3 times 14, which happens to be 42. They're equal. What does that mean? It means that, yes, these two fractions could form a proportion. Let's try with another set. How about 6/8 and 9/12? Are these two fractions proportional fractions or fractions that are equal to one another? Well, let's try the cross products. 6 times 12 happens to be 72. 8 times 9 happens to be 72. Are these fractions that could form a proportion? The answer is yes. So that's the kind of work you're doing in the first assignment, or the first portion of the assignment. What would that be? Looks like 11 through 18. 11 through 18. Okay, what about 19 through 30? 19 through 30, where they're saying solve for the proportion. No big deal. You can just use that same method. But I'm going to throw a zinger at you right off the bat. A zinger. How about this equals this, and we're trying to find the value of k. Some of you are going, because you see a decimal number. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Watch how easy this is. We just make the cross products multiply each other, and then we solve for the variable. Right? 7 times k, 3 times 4.2, 3 times 4.2. This times this happens to be 12.6. Okay? How am I going to get k by itself? I'm going to have to divide both sides by 7, right? K equals whatever this equals. Divide by 7. Hey, it works out evenly. 1, 8. Is it 18? No. It's 1.8. The answer is 1.8 on that particular problem. Not bad, right? Not bad. Let's try an easier one. What if I wrote 4/12 equals, say, m over 9? 4/12 equals m over 9. Just take the cross products and multiply them together. 4 times 9 and 12 times m. And now let's figure out what m is. How? How do we get m by itself? We divide both sides of the equation by 12, and we get a 3 value for the m, because 36 divided by 12 is 3, and 12m divided by 12 is m. Right? How are we doing on this? I don't think it's that hard. Now, they do have one type of problem that I think is going to be totally new to you, but don't worry, it's not that difficult. Don't freak out. What if I had something like this, 2/3, and I made that equal to, how about 7? No, I'm going to make it 8. 8 over x plus 4. 8 over x plus 4. Do not freak out. Do not freak out. Let's just start by doing the problem the same way we've done it before. Take the cross products. 3 times 8 is 24. 2 times this thing. And notice how I put this part in parentheses. And then we're going to use the distributive property. Do you remember the distributive property? 2 times the first number, 2 times the second number, 2x plus 8. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 4 is 8. And now we have something we can solve. Do you remember how to do this? First, I'm going to get rid of the 8 by subtracting 8 from both sides of the equation. And I get 16 equaling 2x. And then I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 2, and x has to equal 8. Okay, let's try that with one more problem. How about 3/4 equals, how about 10 over, x plus 2. How about x plus 2? Okay, so cross products, 4 times 10 equals what? Equals 3 times the quantity of x plus 2. This is 40, right? And this is going to be 3 times the first number, or the second number rather, and then 3 times the third number, 6. Now what do? Now I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides of the equation, and then I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 3, and I get this as my answer. Now, one possible version of this answer is to say 11 1/3. Or if I want the decimal version of that, that's 11.3 repeating. Either one of those is my value of x in this particular circumstance. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you, 7th graders. Thank you.